So hi, Sat Sri Akal, Adab, Namaskar, Kem Cho, Badama, and here we are again on the platform speaking to you. I'm Colonel Kamal Preet along with Deep Zorawar Singh, bringing out the insights as a person who has struggled onto many platforms to finally get recommended. Deep Zorawar Singh, recommended from CDS IMA attempt in his seventh attempt, wherein he has given prior to that 6 attempts. Let me read out his dossier or a PIQ, that as we say about Navy 10 plus 2 tech screen out, CDS OTA screen out, AFCAT flying conference out, CDS OTA screen out, AFCAT flying conference out once again, CDS OTA again conference out, and then when he finally said कि मैं तुम्हें छोड़ूंगा नहीं, CDS IME he got recommended. Right in front of me, with me, is Deep Zorawar Singh on the hot seat. And before I start, let's say hello to him. Hi, Deep. How are you?
Hi, ma'am. Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. इतना ड्राम मैंने इतना एक्साइटमेंट दिखाया तुमने कोई एक्साइटमेंट नहीं दिखाया. Doesn't matter. We will pump up Deep with a lot of josh during our conversation. So Deep, how has this journey been? मतलब आज कैसा लग रहा है hot seat पे बैठ करके?
Ma'am, A, the journey was tough. B, it's very unfeeling sort. It disappears. The excitement disappears. It turns into tension for medical, then turns into tension for merit. So you stop feeling that excitement pretty soon.
So can I rephrase your sentence and say that it is more of a destination का जुनून. ओके एक डेस्टिनेशन था एसएसबी को क्लियर करने का, वो हो गया. अब मेडिकल को क्लियर करना है, फिर वो हो गया, फिर मेरिट पास होनी चाहिए, एंड देन उसको हमें ट्रेनिंग का जुनून. सो आई सपोज it is all process and process.
Yes, it's a process, and it takes time to process the process.
So जनाब आपने जो 6 अटेम्प्ट्स दिए और 7वें अटेम्प्ट में आपने पास किया. आई सी दैट वैरायटी ऑफ थिंग्स ऑन योर प्लेट. ओके आपने 10 plus 2 टेक को भी फोकस किया, ओटीए पे भी ध्यान दिया, एंड एफकैट पे भी ध्यान दिया. फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ एवरीबडी हु इज गोइंग टू लिसन टू यू, मेरे पास बहुत सारे डाउट्स आते हैं कि हमारा स्केड्यूल क्या होना चाहिए ओटीए के लिए, हमारा स्केड्यूल एफकैट के लिए क्या होना चाहिए, हमारा स्केड्यूल आईएमए के लिए क्या होना चाहिए. सो मैं पहला कुछ पार्ट आपके सीडीएस की एंड ओटीए की प्रिपरेशन के लिए आई वुड लाइक टू फोकस ऑन दीप कि टेल द ऑडियंस एंड फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ एवरीबडी, दीप इज वर्किंग एज वेल. तो दीप फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ एवरीबडी हु स्टडिंग एंड डूइंग अ जॉब, इसको इस तरह से बाइफर्केट करके जरूर बताना कि how did you prepare for your CDS OTA and AFCAT while you were studying?
So, ma'am, while studying, I had a very distinct advantage that one of the first attempts were in COVID times. So I was at home. I had time to prepare. College would end. And I mean, we didn't even pay much attention to college classes.
Don't listen to
preparation
this.
Preparation was so relatively easy. And one distinct advantage I'd say I've always had is English.
Okay.
So my English helped me sail through both these exams.
So
my GK, GK prep, ma'am, I use the sort of Bible. Everybody uses Arihant. I bought that book, read it cover to cover. And my one advantage that I would say I would have is that after my graduation, I shifted on to law. So polity was always a very easy subject for me, so to speak. I loved constitution as a subject in college, and those marks helped me a lot. And बचपन से डैड ने न्यूज़पेपर पे लगाया हुआ था, so newspaper reading was another habit that I always had. These factors helped me a lot in my preparation. So I will genuinely accept that my GK is very weak in terms of geography, history. But the rest helped me get through the exams.
So if you have to summarize, Deep, what all books would you recommend all the other students who are listening to you to read?
Ma'am, one would be Arihant. So it is, although that book might have faults, but it is the best way to acquaint yourself with the exam and how the exam is taken.
Very good, very good. Okay.
The other, I would say a lot of people do struggle with English. I have heard that Renan Martin is very good. And another resource I would say is YouTube.
Okay,
there are a dime a dozen channels. There's Defense Wala, there is CTS Journey. All of them helped me through this journey because they will post exams they will have these marathon sessions right before the exams. They'll post current affairs. So you have to rake in stuff from every place and then make a plan for yourself. What do you like? Someone may not like one channel.
Yeah.
So you have to see what you prefer and then go with that.
So can you tell me, in that 24 hours of yours, how did you distribute your time? Let's say you are in the COVID times, okay? So you are not going to the college as well. So how was your day? How did your day look like?
So, day would be 5:30, get up, go for exercise,
Okay.
cycling, running, whatever the mood felt like.
Hmm.
Get ready, have my breakfast, sit for classes at around 9.
Mm-hmm.
Those classes would go on around till 1 or 2, depending on the mood of the teachers.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I would go and sleep off.
Yeah.
Then I would study for a bit. I would open YouTube, I'll open my book, I'll study, I'll give it a good hour or two.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, off outside, walking, running, playing, whatever I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Come back, take a bath, again, eat, and then I would spend another hour or two. So I didn't study too much, but consistently every day, at least a little bit I did.
So prior to appearing for your CDS or any written examination, how much time before did you start preparing for all these?
I started, so in final year, we're allowed to give the exam.
Yes.
So that is when I started. The moment I hit my 5th semester, I started preparing for the exam.
So basically 6 months to 8 months you gave yourself for preparation.
Yes, ma'am.
So for the benefit of everybody that is listening, correct me if I'm wrong. So you started good about 7 to 8 months prior, focusing, giving good about 4 to 5 hours daily, but on a consistent basis.
Yes, ma'am.
So
4 to 5 hours would be too much, ma'am. I would say 3 to 4 hours. But yes, consistently.
Okay, so 3 to 4 hours, folks. Let's be with Deep. Otherwise, मालूम पड़ा कि सब लोग 5-5 घंटे पढ़ रहे हैं, and then goes and knocks the door of Deep कि क्या भैया आपने क्या बता दिया हमको. Notwithstanding that,
5 घंटे, very honestly, for an exam like CDS would be overkill for 6 months. 5 hours daily, it's overkill.
it's an overkill.
Yes, ma'am.
And अगर मेरे जैसे बंदे जिसको इंग्लिश ना आती है वो क्या करेगा? And I'm very serious about it.
Ma'am, Renan Martin है ना? Renan Martin.
हाँ.
One factor I would say is that consuming media in a particular language helps a lot.
Good.
Because
हाँ.
You get a sense. अब जैसे कोई close test आ गया या fill in the blanks आ गया कि A लगाना है, the लगाना है, is लगाना है. If you're consuming media in a particular language, if you're reading books, if you're reading newspaper, आपको एक intrinsically idea आ जाता है कि यार यहाँ पे तो ये लगना चाहिए. अब you do it through intuition rather than going कि अच्छा नहीं ये रूल है ये रूल है ये रूल है. वो अपने आप ही आ जाता है कि अच्छा हाँ ये ऐसा करेक्ट साउंड कर रहा है.
True, very true.
Yes, ma'am.
So I got the point कि तुम कहना ये चाहते हो कि हम जिस लैंग्वेज उस सब्जेक्ट को सुनेंगे तो ऑटोमेटिकली इट विल कम एज अ मैटर ऑफ लैंग्वेज. आपकी वो लैंग्वेज बन जाएगी. दिस इज हाउ विल थिंक, वॉक, टॉक, स्लीप. ग्रेट.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. सो वो जी भाई 3 से 4 घंटे पढ़ने के लिए भाई साहब ने बोला है, तो बट प्लीज प्रून दी टाइम टेबल एज पर योर रिक्वायरमेंट. मुझे ये बताइए आप दीप, OTA एंड CDS में आपने प्रिपरेशन में क्या डिफरेंस किया? आपने 2 से 3 से 4 घंटे को डिफर करके 1 से 1 से 2 घंटे कर दिए?
Ma'am, so largely preparation same थी. My biggest problem since I was, I'd say 11th में was maths. So maximum time I dedicated to maths. किसी ने पकड़ो अपने आप को मैथ्स करते रहो. Maths unfortunately कभी क्लियर नहीं हुआ था. Maths, actually this was the first time when I cleared for this SSB. This was the first time I cleared for IMA as well.
Okay.
So it took me that long to get my maths in order. But GK and English, helped me sail through.
So for maths again, I want to ask, maths के लिए आपने क्या किया? Did you go back and brush up your concepts?
That, ma'am, I referred to a lot of YouTube channels. Again, the only thing that helps is practice.
Yeah.
So this time I practiced quite a bit.
सो अगेन आई विल कम डाउन टू टाइम टेबल. इस बार तो आप जॉब भी कर रहे थे, तो इस टाइम का आपका टाइम टेबल क्या रहा?
But this time I wasn't working during preparation for the exam. That time I
Okay.
was still in college.
Okay.
So, I mean, I was working, but
Hmm.
it wasn't a full permanent work type thing. It was
Okay.
still interning. So, I did have time to prepare, and I was sick, so I was bedridden for quite a bit of time.
Oh, yes, you mentioned. Yes.
Yes. So, actually, that was a boon because घर पे बैठा हुआ हूँ, time था, maths ही पढ़ ली.
अच्छा, तो भाई ऐसा है, बाकी सबके लिए जो श्रोता है हमारे, कृपया करके अपने आप को सिक बिल्कुल ना करें. वो दीप के साथ हुआ इवेंट है, दैट इज हिज लाइफ रूटीन, बट दैट ही दैट ही डिड एंड दैट ही वर्कड अराउंड ऑन द टाइम टेबल, दैट इज व्हाट मैटर्स. आपने क्या इस बार भी 3 से 4 घंटे ही फोकस किए पढ़ने के लिए?
Uh, at yes, for GK, again, what helped was that now that I had given the exam so many times, एक बेसिक कंसेप्ट आपके दिमाग में बैठ ही जाता है.
यस.
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बैठ जाएगा, आर्टिकल 14 क्या है, 15 क्या है. Those concepts will be there. They're not going to go away.
Okay. All right.
So now, one thing I'd like to add is that UPSC has been playing. They keep adding weird questions
Yeah.
from God knows where.
Huh.
So if you don't know the question, most likely 99% of the people would not know the question. The best thing is to keep your basics clear and your GK very clear. Your current affairs should be very good.
ओके, सो ठीक है, आई गॉट द पॉइंट. एंड लास्ट में जब आपके एग्जाम होने वाले हैं, तो आपको उस समय what all did you refer to? As you mentioned, there were marathons that you were focusing on certain YouTube channels. तो आपने अपने लास्ट के कुछ दिन कैसे, how did you focus? Was there a marathon in your mind as well going around?
No, ma'am, not particularly anything. So there's this channel again, CTS Journey. I took his. He had a current affairs compilation. So one was that. The other was that in the past few months before I gave the exam, I had mostly given up on joining, on giving the SSB.
Okay.
I had oriented myself towards civil services.
Okay.
So I had my notes. I had a lot of data with me. So whatever I kept forgetting, I just kept referring to what I had. I do not have my books in this room, but otherwise I have a huge bundle of books ready.
Okay.
So it was gathering a lot of data from a lot of places.
So, okay. So basically, you kept on updating yourself, kept on talking, kept on reading, and there was a lot of knowledge that you had accumulated
Yes,
over
ma'am.
a period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
So that all helped. So basically, the flow of all the knowledge that came on, I was talking to a few of the students in the morning. Read, update yourself. Never is the knowledge going to ever put you on the on a back foot. It will make you speak in any forum. In Forge also, if everybody is listening, we as a grooming, you also know that as a grooming part, when a youngster is brought to any get together or any official or formal party as well, the senior gives a topic for him to prepare कि तुम आज इस पार्टी में इस टॉपिक पे बात करोगे. It is not that because that senior is very hungry of that topic. No, it is to make that youngster aware how to go about it, how to speak about it. So that is what I suppose, Deep, you also did, gathered information. And when the time came right for you, you were able to speak. And you were not able to speak just on one topic. You were able to, connect the dots from all the places and then speak very well.
Ma'am, one thing, like you said, ma'am, so reading is very important. There is this writer, a lot of people would know about him, William Dalrymple.
Yes.
He has written a lot of books on the Raj.
Yes.
So even if you read his books, you can actually, mostly by intuition, you can solve a lot of history questions.
Yes.
So if you followed his last book, The Anarchy,
yes,
you would know a lot of things.
Yes.
That अच्छा ये हुआ था उसके बाद फिर ये हुआ था तो आपको इंट्यूशन से ही सॉल्व कर पाओगे बहुत चीजें.
बहुत सुंदर, वेरी ब्यूटीफुल. सो दीप, एक किसी से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है. दीप, जब हम लोग अपना टेस्ट देते हैं, हम इस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देते हैं कि अब मैं एसएसबी के लिए बैठूंगा. So did you start your SSB preparation along with your CDS, or you waited for the result to come?
Ma'am, I waited for the result to come. I will say that because, frankly speaking, after giving the exam, I did not think I would clear the exam at all.
Okay. फिर
Last few attempts, every attempt I had known कि exam clear हो जाएगा. Exam तो clear हो जाएगा. SSB की तैयारी कर लिया. This time around, I did not have any hopes.
ओह वाह यार. सो इसका मतलब ये हो कि नेक्स्ट टाइम सबके लिए यही सोच रहे हो कि भाई कोई अपेक्षा मत रखो, पास हो गए ऐसा.
Ma'am, that is very helpful. The moment you start having these thoughts कि ना अब हो जाएगा हो जाएगा हो जाएगा हो जाएगा,
यस
तब नहीं होता. You end up overthinking yourself into oblivion.
यस. तो ड्यूरिंग दैट पर्टिकुलर टेस्ट हो ना, कोई इंसान सोच रहा होता है कि मेरा हो जाएगा, वो तो उसके बाद सोच रहा होता है, राइट?
Ma'am, right after you give the exam, you have a gut feeling कि अब clear होगा नहीं होगा. Every time I had the gut feeling कि हो जाएगा. This time around my gut told me नहीं हो रहा. घर जा सिविल सर्विसेज की पढ़ाई शुरू कर दे.
हाँ, तो फिर तुम्हारे गट के अगेंस्ट जब रिजल्ट आया तो?
Ma'am, I was out for a run. I was running. मैसेज आया कि रिजल्ट आ गया. मैंने देखा IMA में मेरा रोल नंबर है. मैंने तो पहले 2 बार ही अपना रोल नंबर रीचेक किया. मैं वहां पे बैठ गया 1 सेकंड के लिए, रनिंग करते करते रोड पे साइड में बैठ गया. मैं कि ये क्या हो गया.
नहीं तुमने, आई एम वेरी श्योर तुम्हारा रोल नंबर वही था, राइट? किसी और के रोल नंबर
yes, नहीं बट डिसबिलीव था ना मैम. ये कैसे हो गया.
ओके. एंड देन हाउ मच टाइम डिड यू हैव, देन यू स्टार्टेड, कितना टाइम था आपके पास फ्रॉम द डे ऑफ योर रिजल्ट्स टू द SSB?
मैम about 2.5 months.
That is good. What do you say? 2.5 months is good enough?
Yes, ma'am. Now I know that it was good enough. It was that past few times my preparation was not how it should have been. It wasn't very targeted. It was वही मैं हाथ पैर मार रहा था कि कहीं पे कुछ लग जाए. So this time I swam properly.
तो मुझे ये बताओ कि now you have brought up a very very important question in my mind. You said कि लास्ट टाइम इतनी अच्छी मैं ढंग से प्रिपरेशन नहीं कर रहा. ये तो तुम रेट्रोस्पेक्ट में बोल रहे हो ना कि मैंने ढंग से प्रिपरेशन नहीं करी होगी, that might be the reason. What was the difference between the last time, few times, and this time का SSB preparation?
Ma'am, quite a bit. So one psych where I tip my hat to you is that you made me realize what I was doing. So earlier it used to be कि अच्छा आयो के लिए पढ़ाई करनी है and physically fit होना. कि आयो के लिए I should be in the know of stuff. My GK should be fine. My current affairs should be tip top. And I should be physically very fit. So physically fit तो it comes and goes. But I kept studying. Now in hindsight, I think psych was one of those things that was holding me back because TAT my stories were frankly not good at all. And interview bhi, ma'am, it was all over the place.
Yes.
So,
okay.
When I had gone for my first flying SSB, just a few weeks before, I had read a book on the 160th SOAR. That is the US helicopter special wing. So they are the ones, who helicoptered in to kill Osama.
Okay.
So at that point, I was very enamored with helicopters. Although था मेरा शौक फाइटर्स में, बट उस टाइम पे दिमाग में हेलीकॉप्टर ही चल रहा था. तो मैंने वहां पे जाके हेलीकॉप्टर्स बोल दिया. What do you want to join? Sir, I want to fly helicopters. So वही क्वेश्चन मैं kept going round and round and round. So clarity of thought is very important.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay. Good. Then?
So, and this time I was physically fit, much physically fitter compared to this time. And I would say that I was more confident in how I put myself out there, even during the GD.
Can you elaborate on this part? I want to elaborate for whosoever. How did you feel that you are much more confident while you put yourself in the GD? Because it is easy to say now. How? Can you elaborate?
Ma'am, one was that during the training period, yeah, I heard some points, some good points about me GD, तो वो थोड़ा सा confidence भी आ गया कि हाँ ठीक कर रहा हूँ. The other was that the topics were very fairly intuitive, and the best thing you can do is sit straight and make your point. That is the best thing that can help. And a lot of times having a good group also helps. So my
Yes.
group was very cooperative. We were all mature, decent people. So it was not like someone, clawing into your time. Again, it comes back to clarity of thought. If you know your point, and if that point is adding on to the discussion,
Very
then you'll automatically make it in a confident way.
beautiful. So what you are saying is, what Deep is mentioning is, he did not just make a point for the sake of, okay, अच्छा मुझे इसमें ये data भी आता है, so I'm doing it. He just did not give a point. He contributed to the topic, to the enhancement of the topic, and what others were also putting in their points. He was not taking away the limelight, he was adding on to the importance that others as well had brought into the discussion. Am I right, Deep?
Yes, ma'am. So one example I can give was that we had a GD topic dealing with R&D.
Okay.
So the main question of the whole group discussion was that where should India invest its R&D money into?
Okay.
Manufacturing, pharmaceutical or agriculture?
Hmm.
So instead of fighting कि नहीं मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में जाएगा, नहीं एग्रीकल्चर में जाएगा, नहीं फार्मास्यूटिकल में जाएगा, इट वाज कि हाँ तीनों में जाना चाहिए. तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में डालेंगे, then you'll also get positive results in both and the other ones.
Very good.
So a very decent discussion, not saying कि नहीं कि तू गलत है मैं सही हूँ. More of कि हाँ we can all create an actual solution to this problem.
Actually harmony create करके एक harmonious एक consensual decision पे आकर के आप you can this is a very constructive way of having a discussion.
Yes, ma'am. Harmonious construction, exactly.
Yes, harmonious. And what about your lecturate?
Lecturette, ma'am. So lecturette, I choose the hardest topic out of all five, all the topics given because मेरे को शौक है. I took Brexit because I knew nobody else is going to ever speak about Brexit.
Okay.
Now, again, reading helped me a lot.
Yes.
So I spoke confidently for 2.5 minutes. The last 30 seconds were not that good. My rounding up were not that good, but I did give those points that you would only know if you have read about it over a period of time.
So, did you मारो some ऐसे गप्पे मारे आपने during those lectures? कुछ गप वाली कोई information ऐसे दे दी? Yeah, it was all legit.
It was all legit, ma'am. These topics interest me a lot. In fact, before I came to law, before I cleared my exam, I had joined Masters of International Relations. So this area is a particular interest of mine. So गप नहीं मारी, सब सही बोला.
Very good. See, this is a very important point. Why I'm asking such questions to Deep is because when you do not know a subject, he knew the subject, he knew it in and out, and thus he took that subject to speak on it. It is a very specific, unique subject. उसके बारे में अगर आप random बात करने लग जाओगे, just because it is one of the unique subjects and the top most and the hardest one, you'll end up losing your game because the assessor is going to check कि इस बच्चे में ने ले तो लिया है बताने के लिए कि okay I'm very good but how much deep he or she is in it. So very good Deep. So that is how you made that assessment clear, I mean smooth for you. So
yes, ma'am.
Many questions when okay, I know the answer what I'm going to ask a question of them. But the question is, do you think that somebody has to go on ground to do the GTO or to get going on learning of GTO? बहुत जरूरी है ground पे जाना?
Ma'am, I would say yes and no.
Okay, all right.
In my case, it didn't matter to me because I have seen the GTO once.
Okay.
Now, of course, Rohit sir was fabulous. He did help me a lot. And one can get oriented online, but a lot of times people get bewildered. यार ये क्या आ गया?
Yes.
ये कैसे करेंगे? कहीं पे फट्टा भारी होता है उसको उठाना, तो
Hmm.
दैट दैट फील इज इम्पोर्टेंट.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is some way you can simulate that environment,
Mm-hmm.
that is very important. But Fattabali again is just one part of the exercise. There is a
Yes.
lot more to it.
Yes. So
So
in your sorry,
in
you
my
come.
case, I didn't need to go. Rohit sir's instructions helped me a lot.
So on ground you said कि फट्टा बली इसके अलावा भी बहुत है. तो तुम्हारे केस तुम्हारी what is your understanding of a GTO? What is a GTO for you?
Ma'am, GTO, all in all, I thought it was a test of your reasoning ability
Yes.
and was seeing how well you can plan effective intelligence like this is.
Okay.
So now, how will you position a fatta? How will you position a bunny?
Hmm.
Now, even if you haven't done these things, there are a lot of people who clear it in the first time without coaching as well.
Exactly.
Because what matters is how well you can plan something. How well
Yes.
do you use the resources that you have at your hand?
Yes.
And again, lecturette, GD, they matter just as much, and you don't need to be on the ground for those.
Yes. And in fact, it is, we want to, in the GTO, we want to see how effective are you in a group. How do you carry the group? Are you the one who is going to disrupt the group? Are you the one who is going to be along with the group? Are you going to be just at the dominating position? Or you're sometimes okay with being the team member as well? Okay. So what kind of leader that you become? So all these aspects are looked into the GTO aspect. All right. So now I want to ask you all these. How many years have you been preparing for? कितना time हो गया Deep?
Ma'am, around 2020, I would say.
Oh my God! So it is like this
No,
year.
actually, the first SSB was in 2018.
Okay.
After that, I took a hiatus. The
Okay.
10 plus 2 was in 2018.
Yes.
Then I started preparing again.
So I should say on an average, तुम्हारे average लगा के 5 साल.
About now. But nobody should take my average as a benchmark. ज़्यादा देर लगा दी.
ज्यादा देर नहीं. Not that. So it is the right time. के सरासरा जब होना है जो
Yes,
होना
ma'am.
है तब होना ही होना है. Right? But
Yes.
उसके लिए ये नहीं है कि वो जब होना है तब होगा. उसके लिए मेहनत कंटिन्यूस करने की जरूरत पड़ती रहती है.
Ma'am, I actually listened to K Sera Sera before I went.
Oh my
जाते जाते
God!
ट्रेन में सुन रहा था.
Oh God! So that is telepathy of you and me thinking same.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that song. And it is, please folks, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हाँ हाँ मेरी तो जॉब लगने वाली, जब होगा तब देखा जाएगा, उसके लिए मेहनत करने की जरूरत नहीं. हर चीज को पाने के लिए जैसे कि प्राइस पे करनी पड़ती है, तो जो आपकी डेस्टिनी में लिखा है उसको पाने के लिए एक एंट्री पास है, एंड दैट इज योर हार्ड वर्क. प्लीज डोंट टेक इट दैट इज आपकी डेस्टिनी में लिखा है दैट यू आर गोइंग टू बिकम एन आर्म्ड फोर्सेस ऑफिसर, बट नॉट विदाउट द एंट्री पास. द एंट्री पास इज योर हार्ड वर्क. So we now
Hard work is one thing, but one thing that I've realized now is that जब होना होगा तभी होगा. जितनी मेहनत कर लो पहले नहीं होएगा उससे.
Okay, मैं इस बात को I will like to twist it a little bit. At times हम लोग जो अपनी डेस्टिनी को मान के चलते हैं, okay, वो डेस्टिनी ऊपर वाला लिखा पता नहीं बहुत कुछ क्या होता है, and they keep focusing, they are shaping you up. We all are here on this particular platform to become better versions of us, right? तुमने और भी बहुत कुछ पाना है, वो एक मुकाम पे आके पाना है, okay? Yes, there are circumstances. I do not say that there are not circumstances. There are circumstances which stop you from getting through. Let's say किसी के हाथ टूट गया, किसी की तबीयत बहुत ज्यादा खराब हो गई, that you can't stop. But then that event itself is making you strong. मैं फिर से जाऊंगा, मैं छोड़ूंगा नहीं.
100%, ma'am. In fact, I would actually accept that now. अब मैम मैंने वेट करते करते 2 डिग्रीज कर ली, so I am much better off now.
आज तुम
अगर पहले जाते तो कुएं के मेंढक बने रहते.
एंड दीप पता है क्या है कि तुम जो लेक्चर में बात कर पाए, जिस तरह तुम आयोग के सामने बोल पाए, द वे यू वर एबल टू एग्जीक्यूट योरसेल्फ इन द जीडी, द वे द कॉन्फिडेंस एक्सक्लूडेड, इट वाज नॉट बिकॉज यू केप्ट गोइंग टू simply kept going to the SSB time and again. It is because during that process of your going and coming back, you kept enhancing yourself, improving yourself. You kept getting better, even if by 1%, you kept getting better and better. And I'm very sure, I do not know how your interview went. I'm very sure I would have asked you this question as well. कि okay, तुम जब नहीं हुए तो क्या हुआ, तुमने क्या क्या किया?
Yes, ma'am.
So this answer made a radical change in his whatever answer that you gave, I don't know. Now that I'm asking you, what answer did you give when I asked you कि बेटा इतनी बार आप आए गए तो क्या किया? What is that you did?
And the first thing I said was that, sir, this time I actually prepared myself for the SSB. I took actual guidance this time around.
Okay.
Because earlier it was just, asking family members or asking, any, when my father was posted to a place where there was a unit, तो young officers से पूछा कि भैया आपने क्या किया था सारा कुछ. So it was always be yourself, be yourself, be yourself.
Yes.
समझ नहीं आता था be yourself में करूँ क्या अपने और.
बोलो कि सर अगर be yourself बोल रहे हो तो you would never like to watch me the be myself वाला part.
I have said that a lot of times. So, ma'am, of course, there are changes, but sometimes you do need a guiding hand. A guiding hand can help you a lot.
Yes.
So I would say this was the biggest change that I brought. Of course, I did a lot of other things.
Yeah.
I'd say my first SSB around, although I had done a lot of public speaking, but first SSB में क्या हुआ था, we were 15 people. And I was in the last one, in the PPDT. Till the time they got to me, a good 7 or 8 had not narrated the stories because, nerves. At the last moment, they got nerves. So even I got nerves at that point, and my story narration was not very good. I narrated my story, but it wasn't very good. I mean, even I would reject me. So
Good one.
after that event, I put myself through a lot of places where I had to do public speaking.
Very
I
good.
even emceed a fashion show in my college.
क्या बात.
के जाके बोलना पड़ेगा.
Very nice. Good. Okay.
So वही ना थोड़ा करके, and then very importantly, last में a guiding hand helped me get through.
So I would like to say that, see, Deep, you worked on yourself, and that is where the frills were cut during the guiding hand. अगर तुम वैसे ही रॉ आते तो guiding hand also would not have helped. Let us be very frank, folks listening to Deep. He is being very humble that guiding hand helped. Let me tell you, it is your hard work that you do on yourself. मैं आकर के आपको ठीक नहीं कर सकती, या कोई भी mentor आकर आपको ठीक नहीं कर सकता, until and unless you work on yourself. You are willpowered कि भाई साहब कुछ हो जाए, मैं तो अपने आप को दिन ब दिन बेहतर ही बनाऊंगा या बनाऊंगी. It is after that or during that process that the helping hand can shape or give you direction. But the willpower and the determination comes from you. The initiative comes from you. All these OLQs that we're talking about are inside you. कोई अलग से तुम्हारी ईयरमार्क नहीं करेगा कंधे पे सेंस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और चेहरे पे कॉन्फिडेंस आ रहा है, ऐसा नहीं है. वो अंदर से ही आता है और तुम सब में है. Coming to this, Deep, that we are talking on a very heavy subject. So tell me, what all sacrifices did you make during this preparation of yours, let's say 5 years?
Sacrifices तो बहुत ज्यादा नहीं किया मैम. कॉलेज में मस्ती भी की है मैंने.
एकदम नॉन आइडियल इंटरव्यू चल रही है ये वाली. मस्ती मत सुनो. नहीं सुनो. दिस इज द आइडियल वन. ओके
मैम, मेरी प्रिपरेशन ऑस्टेंसिबली एग्जाम से महीना डेढ़ पहले शुरू करता था मैं ढंग से प्रिपरेशन. where I would come from college, rest for a bit, study, exercise, study. That phase used to come in a month and a half. And in fact मेरे college exams के लिए तो मैं 5-10 दिन पहले पढ़ने बैठता था. So I was never one of those जो consistently बैठ के पढ़े. But हाँ थोड़े बहुत सैक्रिफाइसेस किए मैम, बट
जैसे कि पिज्जा खाना बंद कर दिया. Is that what the sacrifice are you talking about?
नहीं मैम, वो अब जाके मैं मेडिकल के कारण किया. वो तो तब भी नहीं किया था.
अच्छा ठीक है. जब तुम 6 बार मार खाकर आए, शूरवीर योद्धा जो है हार कर आया मैदान से, तो उसको मोटिवेट किसने किया और किस तरह से मोटिवेट किया, या फिर खुद ही मोटिवेट हो गए?
मैम एक तो ऑफ कोर्स इंट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशन मैटर्स अ लॉट. एक्सटर्नल जितना भी लगा लो, इंटरनल अगर है तो if there is some inertia inside you, then nobody can move you.
Yes.
So motivation, one of the biggest factors, last time I can narrate was that after my last SSB, which was last year, I think it was April or May of last year.
Hmm.
I had completely given up. Like
Oh, is that
अब
so?
नहीं करना.
Okay.
अब हो गया मेरा. मैं जाऊंगा, मैं डिप्लोमेट बनूंगा. मैंने पूरा सारी किताबें खरीद ली. मैंने एक्चुअली प्रॉपरली प्रिपरेशन शुरू कर दी थी सिविल सर्विसेज की.
Okay.
एंड विंटर्स में वी वेंट ऑन वेकेशन टू श्रीनगर.
Yes.
एंड श्रीनगर में वी वेंट टू बीबी कैंट. तो
अरे
बीबी
वाह.
कैंट देख के लगा कि यार कर ही लेते एक और बारी. क्या ही जा रहा है.
Yes, I love BB Can.
बीबी कैंट इज अ ब्यूटीफुल प्लेस.
It's a beautiful.
इट वाज द होल. So when you go back to those places, that military stations formed me.
So,
So
वो वाला बुद्धा वाला garden is still there?
yes, ma'am, I think so. मैं रात को गया था.
Okay.
मम्मी की कुछ शॉपिंग थी, बस इसलिए गए थे हम लोग.
गुरुद्वारे के बगल में सर्व धर्म स्थल है, उसके ऑपोजिट साथ में ही एक बुद्धा
I
वाला.
think I did see, ma'am.
Yeah.
My biggest focus there was that I wanted to go to the Air Force mess because
Oh, yes.
Flying Officer Nirmaljeet Singh Sekho's museum is there.
Yes.
तो मेरा गोल था कि मेरे को वो देखने जाना है.
BB Can, for the knowledge of everybody, BB Can is a lot of it has got a lot of historical value and cultural and traditional value as well. There is a Pandav ka mandir there. Whenever you try, when not everybody is allowed, but बहुत सारा पौराणिक मंदिर है वहाँ पर अंदर, wherein they said that Pandavs had come, and there is a lot of manta there. That mandir is there right opposite to the headquarters. And of course, like he mentioned, that there are certain museums as well. एंड जो मैं बुद्धा जो और भी मैं बहुत सारी, जो वहाँ पर एक पीर बाबा की मजार है, वो भी बहुत ज्यादा इट्स गॉट वेरी रिच faith and lot of traditional value to that.
I remember that now.
Yes.
याद आ गया मेरे को, देखा था.
Yes.
Yes, याद आ गया.
So BB Can is very a beautiful. It is very close to my mind, and उसके ऊपर जो पहाड़ी है, again, it is very. You can oversee a lot of elements. I would not say anything else. A lot of elements we can see from there. So amazing. So BB Can basically gave you motivation to come back to track and give
Not
a
just
try.
BB Can, मैं बेसिकली वही फौज में वापस जाके लगा कि यार कोई ना, चलो ट्राई कर लेते हैं एक बारी, क्या ही जा रहा है.
So that gave you the motivation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Before I jump on to other questions, तुमने एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात बोली कि इंट्रिंसिक जो ड्राइव है, जो किक है, वो बहुत मैटर करती है. सो एक तो ये पॉइंट हो गया कि आप वहां गए एंड दैट टर्न्ड योर थॉट प्रोसेस. व्हाट वाज सो डिफरेंट दिस टाइम, दीप, कि ये मोटिवेशन ने तुम्हें इतना ज्यादा प्रोत्साहित कर दिया कि तुमने पूरे की पूरी प्रिपरेशन अलग टाइप की कर डाली. व्हाट ऑल प्रिपरेशंस डिड यू मेक द चेंजेस?
Ma'am, so one, I would say that of course it has been an effect of over a long time. One very big thing is everybody has a fear of embarrassment. तो वो मैंने निकाला था. We have something called a moot court in law school. Basically, you are simulating a court.
Yes.
And in the moot court, I somehow managed to get into the finals.
Okay.
Finals में जाके the judge sitting there, he was a retired Punjab Haryana High Court judge. And he found out the mistake in our memo, and it was a case-breaking mistake.
Okay.
I was the speaker. तो what about 10 minutes सारे जजेस ने बैठ के बेइज्जती करी थी हमारी.
वाह.
वो 10 मिनट में वो खौफ निकल गया था फिर उसके बाद बेइज्जती होने का.
फैंटास्टिक. बहुत सही कहा. यानी कि खुद का एनिमी हम खुद ही होते हैं.
You can become your own enemy.
एंड अगर आपने ये जो चीज अपने में से निकाल दी, when there is a quote, there is a cliche quote, what if you're not afraid of anything? So I ask this question many a times, even now. If I'm not afraid of anything, then what I would do, whatever I'm afraid of. At times it becomes so difficult for me to answer because वो afraid, जो डर लगाने वाली चीज इतनी ज्यादा भारी होती है अपने आप पर कि आप उसके आगे सोच ही नहीं पाते. Very good thought brought out by you, Deep. Before I jump on to a very funny side of our conversation, one last thing. वैसे तो मेरे पास बहुत सारे सवाल हैं, तो मुझे ये बताओ कि how did this journey of your SSB make an impact on your personality?
Ma'am, one of the biggest things was the idea of never giving up.
Very nice.
That is के लगे रहो, कोई ना हो ही जाएगा, कभी ना कभी तो होगा.
Yes.
that matters a lot. That
The
you have to
idea of
keep at it. Determination matters a lot.
willpower matters a lot.
Yes.
Attitude matters a lot. Mindset matters a lot. Very.
एक करना है तो करना है. That's the end.
Then नहीं करने का कोई ऑप्शन नहीं रह जाता अपने आप पे.
Yes, you actually beat yourself up if you don't do something for that, to achieve that goal.
Very nice. I am floored by this thought, Deep. छोटे लगते हो लेकिन बड़े बहुत हो. Good.
मैम अभी वेट लॉस करने के लिए यही करना पड़ा ना.
क्या
घर
करना
वाले
पड़ा?
अगर केक खा रहे हैं तो नहीं खाना केक. अभी वेट लूज करना.
कितना वेट लूज किया तुमने?
13 किलो का.
Oh my God, in a time period of?
About 40 days.
भाइयों और बहनों, आइए मिले हमारे दीप जोरावर सिंह से, जो कि 40 दिनों में आपका 15 से 20 केजी कम कराने की क्षमता रखते हैं. प्लीज
इतना भी नहीं होगा.
Okay, now we are going to have the happiness of Deep Zorawar sir. Deep Zorawar sir, I am going to give you one after the other a rapid fire word, and you are going to make a sentence. Oh well, if you have learned the techniques how to go about it, I will give you 15 seconds. Where is my time clock? Here is my time clock, and here is my time clock. 15 seconds एक शब्द के लिए मिलेगा आपको, and the word very first given coming up is. Okay, my time clock is going to start now here. किसी को दिख रहा है या दिखना है? And the
दिख रहा है.
wait a second.
बंद हो.
Okay, the time clock that is going to start right now is the word is kill.
Education kills superstition.
Okay, very fast. तुम ready थे क्या?
मैम आपने बोला तो बोल दिया. किल तो मैम सिंपल सा है, ज्यादा नेगेटिव बना नहीं सकता था.
अच्छा, तो तुम ज्यादा नेगेटिव, तो तुमने सोचा कैसे? I really want to learn how have you gone about making the sentence.
मैम किल का ये मैम अब आपने तो सिखाया था बहुत कुछ, बट एक मैंने जो चीज याद रखी थी कि नेवर गो टू नेगेटिव एंड नेवर मेक समथिंग दैट इज टू क्लीशेड. तो अभी तो मैंने क्लीशेड बना दिया.
हाँ, तो अभी सुनो, मैं दूसरा वाला बनाती हूँ. ओके बाय फोक्स, द टाइम स्टार्ट्स. एक मिनट मेरे को टाइम देखने दो. The word is birth.
Birth of our nation was achieved through sacrifice.
Amazing, boss. ये क्लीशे नहीं था, and it was really very nice. So, okay.
गांधी जयंती है अब.
Okay, fine, got it. 2nd of October, Gandhi ji. I can understand where the thoughts are coming from. Okay, the next word is murder. Murder.
Favoritism murders purpose.
Oh, amazing.
Progress, not purpose. Progress would be better.
That is, yes, that's so. You cannot say कि okay, मुझे ये बताओ कि तुम इतना फटाफट से सोच कैसे पा रहे हो?
मैम आपने रगड़ा लगवाया.
नहीं, रगड़ा कैसे? मतलब आई वांट कि एक सारी टेक्निक्स मत कह देना, वरना तुम्हारी तरह सब बोलेंगे आपने सिखाया तो बहुत तो कुछ था और एक ही चीज मैं अब इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहा हूँ. ओके, क्या?
मैम फर्स्ट वन वाज दैट a lot of things that happened during the training process was that especially after you checked that dossier and you told me कि भाई तू क्या कर रहा है.
हाँ, नहीं वो सेंटेंस बताओ जो बहुत सही वाला सेंटेंस. अगर तुम्हें याद ना हो तो मैं बताना चाहूंगी. The sentence that I told you.
I remember arrow वाला.
हाँ, क्या बोला था?
मैंने बनाया था I think arrowhead of I'm forgetting the sentence now, but the gist was that it is only through talks can you achieve peace. So arrowhead of peace comes through talks, something like that I had made. And you sat with me for a good about 20 minutes. And we went from a minute 20 seconds down to 15 seconds with a sentence conveying the same meaning.
Yes.
So that is what I have started doing as well now.
Very good.
And मर्डर से मेरा दिमाग में सीधा आईपीसी आता है, बट वो हटा के कुछ और भी तो बनाना पड़ेगा.
Yes, because you were totally into law and everything. So that only that thing used to come and strike you, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I come to the next word, and that is, all right. The word is save.
Okay. Timely decision saves lives in emergencies.
Okay, accepting it. All right. Next, last word is you would not expect it, so I'm going to use a word that is zombie.
Zombie killing games help bust stress.
Yucks. All right, folks, but chalega ye. At least you know he is not going to becoming a zombie. चला लूंगी मैं फिलहाल के लिए. Last tip for anybody and everybody preparing a TAT story. What is that you want to give them? Do you prepare in advance, ratta maro all the stories, or how do you go by writing a story?
हम रट्टा मारने से तो कुछ नहीं होगा, वहां पे पता नहीं क्या आ जाए.
Hmm.
Although, of course, if you go through enough, you'll get a fair idea.
Hmm.
I think the first is, of course, practice. Practice helps a lot. It helped me a lot.
Okay.
So
So
in
you
the
practice
month,
100 pictures. Do you think that is what you need to practice, Deep?
ma'am, it is not just about practice. Again, not just about practice, the correct practice. So after realizing what I'm doing all wrong,
Yes.
I created a sort of template in my mind.
Yes.
2 to 3 lines beginning, setting up the story, 5 to 6 lines of action, and again 2 odd lines winding up the story.
Very good.
So my goal used to be, while after the training period had ended and I was preparing for the SSB, the month leading up to SSB, I would get up, do my exercise, and जब एकदम दिमाग बंद हो गया होता था एक्सरसाइज के बाद में, मैं किताब खोलता था, उसमें से पिक्चर देखता था, एंड आई यूज्ड टू डू 2 पिक्चर्स डेली.
Fantastic.
ज्यादा नहीं की मैंने,
बहुत
बस
बढ़िया.
दिन की 2 ही पिक्चर की सुबह. बट द आइडिया वाज कि उस टेम्पलेट के साथ में एग्री होनी चाहिए वो.
बहुत बढ़िया. बहुत बढ़िया. I'll add on to this template. What he says is that you need to have your why, and when your why is strong, जिंदगी में या SSB में, if your why is strong, folks, you can achieve anything. Because अपने आप दिमाग में फिर दिमाग अपने आप तरीके ढूंढने लग जाता है कि मुझे कैसे करना है और मुझे क्या मुश्किल को आसान करके कहाँ पहुंचना है. Very good, Deep. I am very happy with the journey that you've come across and the person that you've become today. So now,
Thank you, ma'am.
before I say goodbye, कुछ दिमाग में मेरी भी टकरमबाजी चलती रहती है. So I'm going to ask you those questions. एक GD में जब तुम्हें कोई टॉपिक मिला होगा, I don't know what topic that you got. You just mentioned. What is the topic that you got?
Ma'am, that was what should we spend our R&D money on? Manufacturing,
हाँ.
pharmaceuticals, or agriculture?
तो जब ऐसा इतना सीरियस टॉपिक GTO ने दिया, तुम्हारे दिमाग में कोई तो तिकड़मबाजी आंसर, वाइल्ड आंसर आइडिया आया होगा. What was that wild idea कि मैं ये बोल ही देता हूँ?
इसमें नहीं आया था मैम. There was another GD and that had to do with कि बच्चों को why are people not getting government jobs?
Okay.
So it given a good about 2-3 reasons, 2-3 leads which I don't remember. One was reservation. मेरे दिमाग में आया था everybody went on the reservation path.
Yeah.
कि reservation बहुत है, reservation बहुत है. मेरे दिमाग में चल रहा था कि reservation बंद करो, कुछ और भी बोल दो. मैंने so what I gave was I went on a completely different tangent that the government is not creating enough posts.
अच्छा, the government is not creating enough posts for letting people come into government jobs.
Actually, that is true because USA per 100 people has 2 times the number of civil servants that India does. So despite having such a huge machinery,
population में देख लो भाई साहब.
नहीं मैम, per 100 population normalize करके बता रहा हूँ.
अच्छा, normalize करके बता रहे हो तुम मुझे.
Normalize करके बता रहा हूँ मैम. Every developed democracy has at least twice the number of civil servants. So there's a difference between a state that is working properly and a bloated state.
Yes.
So this is what I had gone with.
So, but did you say that?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
क्या बात है बच्चा, मतलब मजा आ गया अगर तुमने ये बोल दिया तो. तो अगर मान लो आज मतलब would you want to change the stream now? Armed forces से you want to become the diplomat, अभी भी चांस है.
मैम दोनों चीजें कर सकते हो साथ साथ में.
गुड. अच्छा ये बताओ, अगर मान लो SSB would have been a food item for you, what is that you would want it to be?
Pizza.
क्यों?
I love pizza.
Oh God, so you love pizza and you would like एक time पर तो you were about to give up and now you're back to the okay, that was dire times.
Yes. मैम you can equate it ना कि जब तबीयत खराब हो जाए तो नहीं खाना चाहिए.
Okay. So tell me something, Deep. If I say SSB felt like an ultimate test of your patience, your tolerance, your resilience, how did you manage that? How did you manage that period of time? though I know what you mentioned that you'd never quit, but that time is not an easy time.
It is not. It is a lot of doubt. There's a lot of what if kind of scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you do end up making, I do say that I didn't make enough sacrifices, but of course, I let go of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It is a real test of patience, but I think it's worth it. The ultimate goal makes it worth it. That,
Yes.
ठीक है, कोई ना,
Yeah.
हो जाएगा. This too shall pass.
This too shall pass. Before I move on to my last few questions, Deep, please share your mobile number if you really want people to ping you on your mobile, or if you want to share and do share your Insta ID also, so that people can connect with you. I'm very sure many people are going to resonate with your experience and would want to know from you. So please do share that as well.
Ma'am, I'll share my Telegram ID.
Okay.
That's DEEP_Zorawar1.
Okay, ZORAWAR.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one. Right. So, folks,
Yes.
note it down for your benefit. You can connect with him. You can ask him n number of questions. And with this, okay, when you were waiting for your interview to happen, what was a random thought that was going through your mind while you were waiting?
Ma'am, we were sitting in the waiting room. We had newspapers, so हम लोग तो newspaper में ही लगे हुए थे, because
Right.
that this period Iran Israel was
Yes.
very active,
Yes.
and my IO also asked me a lot of questions related to that. We
Okay.
spent around, I think, a good around 10 minutes on Middle East.
क्या बात है यार, तुम लोग कितने पढ़ाकू हो। मेरे जैसा वहां पर बतना जाएगा ना तो बिल्कुल कुछ और ही हो जाएगा। कब बुलाएंगे मुझे, कितना टाइम हो गया, मुझे बुला क्यों नहीं रहे। तुम लोग कितने अच्छे
It
बच्चे हो
was
यार।
quick. It
अच्छा,
was quick. I was the first one to go in, so not a
okay,
lot of waiting.
not a lot of waiting. Good. Okay, was there a moment in this SSB wherein you felt कि अब तो हो चुका, अब तो खत्म, इसके बाद में मुझे कोई बुलाएगा नहीं, I am done, मेरा सिलेक्शन होने ही नहीं वाला? Did you feel?
After Psych, after IO, and after GPO.
All the time.
All the time, man. So IO ने बहुत सिंपल सा एक मैथ्स का क्वेश्चन दिया था कि
हाँ.
कितनी देर I said कि how much do you run? I said, sir, these days I'm doing 6 kilometers in 42 minutes.
हाँ.
अच्छा, स्पीड कितनी होगी? तो मैं अटक गया यार, स्पीड कितनी हुई मेरी? So one was that Psych में after we had come out, but यार WAT मेरा अच्छा नहीं गया, ये तो नहीं मेरे को पास करने वाले. And GTO after command task. We've all been hearing command task मुश्किल होगा, तो तुम्हारा उतना ही higher chance है.
Yes.
And when I was doing my command task, I had made a small error, and my GTO said, candidate, common sense is not so common. वो फिर उसके बाद मेरे दिमाग में अब तो नहीं हो रहा. मैंने तो उस दिन जाकर मॉम डैड को कॉल करके बोलते हैं टिकट बुक कर दो.
Good. Yeah.
Almost every moment I told them कि टिकट बुक कर दो यार, मैं आ रहा हूँ सैटरडे को.
यानी कि इस बार कुछ ज्यादा ही ग्राउंडेड थे. हम्बलनेस वाज एट द पीक, नहीं नहीं, सब मोह माया है, मुझे वापस ही आना है.
No, ma'am, seriously, even after the conference,
Yeah.
the conference lasted a minute. गया, बैठा, नाम पूछा कि अच्छा इस बार क्या अलग किया था तुमने? बोल दिया क्या अलग किया था, एंड ओके टाटा बाय बाय. एंड लाइक यार, ये तो इन्होंने कुछ नहीं पूछा, इन्हें कोई डाउट ही नहीं है मेरे बारे में. उसके बाद भी जाके मॉम डैड को कॉल करके बोल दिया टिकट बुक कर दो.
So what was really happening when you were really, सब जैसे हम लोग फाइल लेकर आते हैं तो मन में क्या चल रहा था? Was it lot of noise or were you thinking कि okay बस अब तो खत्म है, टिकट तो बुक हो ही गई मेरी?
Well, we were sitting and he came in, the tech officer came in.
Yes.
And he straight away went to 26.
अच्छा.
So now that chap, he had performed very well. We knew कि इसका तो हो ही जाएगा.
Okay.
We were okay, given. Then he said 13, which was my chest number. Like, मेरा ही नाम बोला है ना? So I stood up, I gave my details, and I went and you stand in front of everyone.
Yes.
Even then I was thinking, अभी बोलेगा नहीं, कोई और था. Constantly it was the same thing कि अभी correct कर लेंगे अपनी गलती ये लोग.
I love it. One last question.
So now,
We all have this thing in our mind which pumps up. So, was there any theme song that kept on going on in your mind time and again, time and again? What is
there's a very stupid Punjabi song.
it? God?
I keep referring it to my parents.
Uh-huh.
The song goes, Babe diya mer, jat don't care. So the whole essence being, चिंता नहीं करनी.
Not it is a carefree attitude, basically.
Carefree attitude.
Yeah. कोई ना.
बस वही चलता रहता था मेरे दिमाग में.
So even during your conference, जब वो मतलब the result जब कह रहे थे तब भी, then also.
नहीं मैम तब तो that time everything went silent. तब सिर्फ धक 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 होता है.
I am very sure many around us and many who are listening to you are relating and laughing to glory as I am. I have enjoyed every moment with you, and it seems as if I have traveled those years of 5 years. I have been there on the bed which was sick, and I was the one who went to BB camp and realized that let me give one more chance. जाने क्यों दूँ? यही तो मेरा passion है. Deep, it was amazing, amazing, amazing talking to you. As a student, as also, it was amazing. तुम्हें डांटने में बहुत मजा आया, by the way. Okay, and I was very in डांटing you, and I'm not at all sorry about you. Sorry about that. And believe you me, I still remember what I said. You have potential. To let go of a potential and to waste it, that is the biggest crime. Though I said something else.
मेहनत कर ले थोड़ी सी.
Yes, थोड़ी सी कर. I said other things also. अगर तुम चाहो तो मैं बोल सकती हूँ सबके सामने. I said I'm disappointed in you. You have potential and you're wasting it.
That kick in the butt is what I needed.
Yes. So it really, I felt very bad reading your dossier. कि कर क्या लड़का ये रहा है. So thanks to you for taking that kick as an initiator. Thanks for taking everything positively. Thanks for you being you, not just for me, for your parents, for the person that you are. And I'm 1001% sure you're going to be an amazing understudy, amazing overstudy, amazing senior, amazing appointment, amazing sword owner, amazing everything else. Because the attitude that you carry. Okay, क्या था? बाबा दी मेहर जट्टन के.
मैम अपॉइंटमेंट नहीं लेनी.
चलो ठीक है. आज people OTA and IMA, don't listen to all this stuff. Please don't listen. This is the last statement. Nonetheless, my blessings to you. Do awesome.
Thank you so much.
Keep up that attitude. That Baba Di Mayor and Jud don't care. I am loving it. I am taking this particular attitude of yours.
Ma'am, I'll send you the song.
Please do that. I'm going to play it here as well. Till we all rock on to the song that Deep Zorawar Singh is going to share. Take that attitude. Live it. Live to the fullest. Try whatever that you want. Try to the fullest so that there is no regret, no repent. See you, tata, bye-bye, and thank you, Deep.
Thank you, ma'am. Good day.
Bye-bye.